I see myself as a placeholder for the next generation. If I'm able to hold that place and make it the best that it could be, to hand it over to the next generation, I think that is good enough for me.
Pious Ali began life in the large metropolis of Accra, Ghana, but grew up in the much smaller nearby city of Netsawam, about two-thirds the size of Portland, Maine proper.
It's a small town, not sure what the population is, old town, very communal, where everyone knows everyone. Probably a lot of people are related to each other. People live together where there are schools and a small market or 2 or 3 different markets. There's a bridge that connects the downtown area or the business area and the residential area. I live on the other side of town where there are streets with local stores, not shops. A small pharmacy on your right, a woman who sells candies on top of a table, and other small things that people will go out and buy if they don't want to go to the big store. There is somebody who is selling cooked rice with stew on the left side of the street. It's a small street with a church on the left side. If you walk down the road, there is a mosque where the heartbeat of the community is.
He was raised by his grandparents, which is common in his Ghanaian culture. He walked to school a couple of miles each day. The school had a large garden with sections for each student to cultivate. As an adult, Ali worked in Ghana as a photojournalist. When he was 33, he decided to go to New York City and get work as a photojournalist. He remembers the day he left.
So I was walking on the tarmac, going into the plane, and I look behind me and I look at the airplane that was sitting on the tarmac. It's Ghana Airways. I look a national airline. I look at it, and then I saw myself working at a future, a place that I don't know, don't have no idea, into a different world.
He arrived in New York at night to more lights than he had ever seen.
Fast-paced traffic, big roads, a lot of cars, a lot of people. I woke up in the morning in the Bronx and went out, went to the subway for the first time, sat in a train. That wasn't the first time I was seeing a train, but that was the first time I sat in a train. Interesting experience. The New York that I saw, or the Bronx that I saw, was not the one that I have always imagined. I think if you do not live in this country and you live outside, and your perception of what America looks like in some extent is the Hollywood version. Both the extreme ends of what this country is physically, the beautiful part and the not so beautiful part, what people, or at least I can speak for myself, what I have was the Hollywood version.
Ali did not find work as a photojournalist in New York, and he came to Maine in 2002. 2 years later, he began working with young people.
The more I work with young people, the more I learn from them, the more I see some of the challenges that they have. We live in a society that do not listen to young people. So I dedicated my life to being a voice or a vehicle to carry their demand and what they want and be their voice, or create a platform where they can express themselves and support them to express themselves and express what they want from us as a society.
And what does he learn?
Everything that I learned that I use to do my work. I learned new trends from them. I learned what their challenges are. And I learned what their challenges are. I learned how to express. I learned a lot of things about this country from the young people that I work with. I learned listening skills. I'm an adult. I'm like any other adult working with young people. I learned not to judge people because I work with kids young people coming from different backgrounds. Some are coming from challenges that I can only imagine. Some are very wealthy that I can only imagine. And when I meet these young people, they have made me a better person. They've given me skills that I never had. I've learned to listen to people without judging by working with young people.
And one of the biggest things he's learned is patience.
When you meet a young person for the first time, who is in middle school through a little bit to some high school students, they need to poke you. they need to understand what is your deal, especially young people who are coming from a lot of challenges, who have had people who have entered into their lives and walk away. So when you are new into their lives, they don't just open the doors and become your friend. They have to test you.
Along the way, he has also had opportunities to do some educating when he encounters anti-immigrant views.
I'm a black man, I'm an immigrant, and I'm a Muslim. And all these these things, they complement each other in what makes our country beautiful. Unfortunately, some people don't see it as such. So I educate people as much as I can. I engage people. I believe in engaging my adversaries, in talking to them. And sometimes it's difficult to do that, but it's not impossible. If I can get the person to listen to me, I'm sure that whatever it is that I have to say will trigger that person's, or will be a catalyst to that person's interest. And they will take the next step of understanding what is it that I'm about. There is a difference between hearing and listening.
Ultimately, a member of the community encouraged Ali to run for school board. He said no at first, but later agreed. He campaigned for the seat and won. It was for him an emotional night.
At the night, I was in there's a burger shop in downtown where I set my camp with a few friends, and I kept going from TV channel to see if it's. I was on Twitter, texting messaging front and back, and then somebody texted me, one of the people, I cannot even exactly remember who, to tell me that you won. There was 2 seats and 6 of us running, and I came second within a small margin of difference with the person who got the other seat. So I got elected. I walked into City Hall, and people got up and started clapping because I ran a campaign right out of the textbook of how to run a campaign without knowing that is what I was doing. After the official announcement and everything, I got home around 1 a.m. Everybody went home, and I went home, and my laptop was sitting open. And I saw people from all over the world, people that I know and people that I don't know, on Facebook, people saying, congratulations, you did a good job. And I stand in my living room by myself, look around me, and then it dawned on me, you asked me a question. That did I know that I would be doing this? And I was standing right there, and it occurred to me that, hold on a second, what am I doing? How did I got here? And I cried.
Ali never thought he would become involved in politics, but of all the surprises in his life, he says he's yet to find out the best one.
There's something that my grandmother used to tell us when we were kids, that it never meant anything to me until quite recently, that until the day you die, your life is not ended. Your life could turn into anything. It could take in any direction. Until the day you die, both physically and your being, who you are, is not completed.
For Immigrant Voices, I'm Keith Ludden.